morning, Center for Effective Living community. It's Valerie Ling, clinical psychologist here, continuing again with our topic of resilience, in particular, having a resilient posture in busy times. Today, I'm going to move on to a different colored pencil that I would bring out when I'm working with my clients and we're talking about this topic. And that colored pencil is blue. Now what we do is we look at our weekly schedule and we actually try to figure out where are points of rest, pit stops. So other than looking at our sleep, which I will talk about at another point in time, I'm looking really at that day, the whole day, understanding when you can actually put rest points in. Now if you actually really think about it, what I'd like you to do is to actually list in your mind or even write it down, what are all the roles that you are actually going to play today? Worker, child of someone, a parent, sibling, carer. Write them all down. And then really reflect on that. You're having to play that many roles. And really, if you think about the hours in the day that you're actually going to play those roles in, it's not that many hours. So my recommendation and tip for today is to actually think about pit stops. Pit stops are moments in your day when you're moving from one role to another and you're transitioning from using your mind from one way to another. Another example of a pit stop moment is when you're actually moving from a high energy period of the day and you're anticipating another high energy point later on in the day. In between those points, moving from one role to another or moving from a high energy point of your day to another high energy point of your day, I would suggest putting a pit stop. What does a pit stop look like? Well, quite literally, you stop. You stop for a moment and do a check-in with yourself. How am I doing? How am I actually feeling physically? Am I tired? Do I actually need to sit down? What do I actually really need at this point in time? Am I thirsty? Have I actually been to the toilet? Am I hungry? Check in with yourself and ask yourself, what would be really nice at this point in time for me to feel like I'm getting a moment just to breathe and to rest. Now that might even involve using your five senses. Perhaps there's a scenery for you to be just stopping and taking it in and admiring. Perhaps there's a sensory activity at this point in time that you think, oh gosh, I could really do with a couple of minutes out in the garden, for example. So take those moments today to actually schedule in a pit stop in those transition moments and really take a moment to rest and to ground your mind in the present. All right, take care. That's all from me today.